Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we are going to be talking about a new armor set that was just recently added into the game with the Spooky Festival, and I believe this armor set may actually be better than Shadow Assassin for damage, so stay tuned. So you can see me obviously wearing the armor set. The armor set that I am going to be talking about today is the Werewolf armor set. Now the reason this is so good is because of the fact that it gives you 10 ferocity per piece, and that's outside of dungeons. So if you aren't aware, there was recently an update that brought ferocity into the game. Basically the tiger used to give you a percentage chance to strike twice, but instead they changed it to where it gives you a certain amount of ferocity and then you gain a certain percent of ferocity as well depending on the level. And so with that they also added the ferocity stat to the game, so there's also a stat for it. And basically the way it works is for every 100 ferocity you have, you actually will gain another strike. So basically if you have 100 ferocity, you're guaranteed to strike twice. If you have say 150, you're guaranteed to strike twice, and you have a chance to strike a third time as well. And the thing is, the ferocity stat is a really freaking good stat. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that today. I believe again that this may be better actually than wearing Shadow Assassin armor. Now you do have to pair it with a tiger pet if you want to do this to be able to get enough ferocity. Now, I only have a level 83 tiger pet, unfortunately. Also, you don't need a legendary tiger pet because you get the same amount with epic. You get the same amount of ferocity, I believe. So yeah, we're using the epic tiger pet, only level 83, but I don't really have anything higher right now. Now, another thing is I did test actually changing my weapon into, like changing the reforged to dirty to actually also get more ferocity from that, but the problem is that you take a large a large hit in the amount of damage you actually deal. Like I think you lose like a third of your damage, or maybe not quite that much, but you lose quite a bit, and it's just not worth it for the amount of ferocity you get. You would get about 15 ferocity on a mythic weapon like this livid dagger here. I did the calculation to figure out what was more worth, and it's definitely more worth to have fabled. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a damage test with both the Werewolf set as well as the Shadow Assassin set. Now keep in mind, this Shadow Assassin set is both upgraded and recombobulated, so it has quite a bit of an advantage over my Werewolf set here. I was thinking about recombobulating this, but I'm not sure yet. I might. So for now I haven't, so just keep in mind that there will be a bigger gap when you're talking about a regular Shadow Assassin set as well. Also, another thing is the Werewolf set is much cheaper than Shadow Assassin, so just keep that in mind as well. I think it's like 15 mil currently at the time of making this video versus I don't even know how much, but a lot more with Shadow Assassin. So anyways, let's go ahead and do our damage test. So this is with the livid dagger. 120,000, 126, 118. It looks like we can maybe call an average of around 120,000 damage-ish. So now let me switch over to the Werewolf. And with this set, we're gonna do 84,000, 83, 91. So I'm thinking we can probably call an average of like 85,000. So it's you're doing about 35,000 damage less, at least for me. But again, keep in mind it would probably be more like 50,000 damage less if I didn't have a recombobulated and upgrade Shadow Assassin set. Okay, and then you also got to keep in mind that I have to multiply that amount of damage by, since I have currently 88 ferocity. Now again, you will have more ferocity. Oh, actually I have the 88 if I put the tiger pet on. If you have a higher level tiger pet as well, you will have more ferocity, so that's another thing to keep in mind. So that will be one thing that will make this better than it currently is. So because of the fact that we have the 88 ferocity here, that means that we are effectively doing 188% of the damage that we deal in one hit, if that makes sense. So basically it's almost double what we do in one hit, and that number comes out to about 160,000 damage per hit on average. So that is already much better than the Shadow Assassin set, and that's with the upgraded and recombobulated Shadow Assassin set. Again, I keep repeating it, but it would be an even bigger gap if those things were not on my Shadow Assassin set. So what I want to go ahead and do is we're going to do a couple of revs. Let me pull out a little bit of money here. I'll pull out like 100k. So we're gonna do a couple of revs, one with each armor set. And when I do the Shadow Assassin, actually we'll start with Shadow Assassin. So let me go ahead and start the rev. I'll start with Shadow Assassin, and I will use a Wither Skeleton pet as well. I have a legendary level 87 Wither Skeleton. So, yeah, the Shadow Assassin actually has quite a few advantages currently over the Werewolf set. It has a higher level pet I'm using with it, as well as the fact that it's upgraded and recombobulated. So yeah, we'll see. The goal here is to see which set we can use to actually kill the boss faster though. So let me spawn this boss and let's see how fast we can kill it. Okay, I think that was it was like not perfect. I wasn't perfectly hitting the entire time, but I think that's fine because that's more realistic. So that was about 5 seconds. So now let's go ahead and start another one, and I'm going to go and switch out to the Werewolf and take out my Tiger pet, and we'll try this one. And there we go. So that was a pretty good run there. Let's go ahead and see how much time that was. Yeah. So that was about 4 seconds as well. So I would say that like boss as well was a bit like more. I was able to hit him more frequently than I was in the Shadow Assassin. So I do give it that. However, again, you have to remember that the Shadow Assassin has more advantages, it's upgraded more, and has a higher level pet. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to try to take it into a dungeon, and we're just going to kind of get my damage, probably just at the beginning of the dungeon, and see which set is better. So let me find a party. Another thing as well, actually, is that in Werewolf armor, as opposed to Shadow Assassin, you are going to be getting less HP. We can take a look at that here. So 74k off the bat in Shadow Assassin, and then Werewolf is less at 60k or 61k actually. So as long as you like, if you're having problems dying, then it may be a little bit of a problem for you to use this. Yeah, I would definitely make sure that you're not having problems dying if you're gonna use this set. But anyways, all right, so let's get some damage tests here. Okay, so about 2 million damage right there on you. 1.9, 2 million, 1.9 again. Okay, so now let's go ahead and switch out. We'll call that about 1.95 million. And now let's switch out to the Werewolf. As well as, by the way, we are in dungeons now, so we do have more ferocity. We're up to 125 ferocity now, thanks to the fact that this is a dungeon. These are dungeon items, so we're getting extra ferocity here. So we're doing 1.3 million, 1 million, 1 million again. Let me come over here. 1.1, I can't see these. 1 million, another million again, 1.1. So it looks like it was probably about an average of like 1,050,000 damage with the Werewolf set. Now, because of the fact that this armor set gives us ferocity though, we're gonna have to multiply the amount of damage. So it was 1,050,000 times 225% there. So that means that we are going to be averaging about 2.36 million damage per hit, and that's at the beginning of the dungeon once again. And that is also from the front. That's no backstab or anything with the Livid. So that means that we are indeed actually doing more damage overall in this Werewolf set than we are with the Shadow Assassin. And remember, the Shadow Assassin is upgraded and recombobulated, and it had a higher level pet. Now, one thing that is true is when you use Shadow Assassin as well, you can also use a Wither Skeleton, which gives you the Death's Touch, and it gives you extra damage. Now, before I end off this video, I want to do a little bit of math in order to be fair to the way the ability of the Wither Skeleton pet works. So the Wither Skeleton pet, it's basically an extra 2 hits every 3 seconds. So with the Livid Dagger, you're able to actually hit about 4 times per second. So, and we were doing about, we'll just call it about 2 million. We'll round up a little bit to 2 million with the Shadow Assassin armor. So 4 times per second over the course of 3 seconds, that comes out to 12 hits. And then you have to add another 2 hits for the Wither Skeleton. So that means if we multiply 2 million times 14, that's going to come out to about 28 million damage you're going to be doing every 3 seconds. If you had a level 100 Tiger with the exact setup I was using, that would mean that you would have a total of 140 ferocity, 60 from the armor, 10 from the Tiger. You multiply that by 2 because of the max level Tiger, and that gets you 140. And that actually means that you're going to be hitting 9.6 times per second because you're guaranteed the double strike. So you base 4, you're guaranteed the double strike. That is 8 times a second. and then add on to that the each 25% or each 25 ferocity is also another strike in the course of a second. So that's a 9th second, and then on top of that you have another 15 ferocity, which is 3/5 of another strike, which is 0.6. So basically you're going to be striking 9.6 times a second. Now I'm going to go ahead and round the damage up with the werewolf set to 1.1 million, just to be fair, since I rounded the other one up as well, even though it's already not fair because the Shadow Assassin set was upgraded more, but I'll shut up about that already. Oh, and then of course we have to multiply the 9.6 times 3 because over the course of 3 seconds. So that's going to be 28.8 hits over the course of 3 seconds. So if we do 1.1 million times 28.8, that is going to come out to 31.7 million damage about every 3 seconds. So that means that we're going to be doing about 3.6 or 3.7 actually million damage over the course of 3 seconds, more than in the Shadow Assassin with the Wither Skeleton pet. Again, I said shut up about it, but the Shadow Assassin had an advantage. I'd say more realistically, you're probably doing about like 6 million damage more over the course of 3 seconds in the werewolf set. So basically, I know the math was probably boring, although maybe some people like it, maybe some of y'all are math nerds, but basically, I just want to do that to prove to you that this set actually is capable of more DPS than the Shadow Assassin set is. I absolutely recommend you pick it up as soon as possible. When this video goes up, I mean, depending how well it does, I'm sure the price will go up. If I actually just go ahead and check the prices again currently, I don't think they're too high. Yeah, 2.3 million for boots, 2.7 for a helmet, for a chest plate 4 million, and for leggings right here 4.2. So it's not too bad right now on the prices. It's about 12 million, I think, if I added that up correctly. So the prices may go up after this video, I don't know, but if I were you, I would recommend picking this up immediately. It is more damage than the Shadow Assassin set, and it's so much cheaper. Pick it up. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here. If you guys did like the video or find it useful, I hope you found it useful. Yeah, my research on this has definitely been useful to me. So yeah, if you did enjoy or find it useful or whatever, please leave a like, consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Join my Discord server, we do a bunch of giveaways and we're planning events and stuff there. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my